What's up guys, welcome back. Let's get these front doors put together. So I've got the passenger door out now. Yeah, once starting to put him together, I'm going to put as much of the mechanisms and everything back in there first before I get to bonding the rubber seal or anything. So I am working on the window winder at the moment. I don't have anything to put the window in yet, so I'm not too concerned about that. But while I've got the door laying flat, I thought I would do this mechanism. I've wire wheeled most of it down. I've got a bit more over there to do, but then I'm just going to grease this up, slide it back through, and put it into the door, and that basically should be that. Then I'll move on to the latches and what have you. But yeah, that's so far so good. Well, here we go. New door handles ready to put on. Got the mechanism all there ready. I haven't got that door handle down there done yet. I think I'm going to put these in first, then I'll put this mechanism in, then I'll figure out this door handle over here, and then take it from there. So we got that in. I think I'll probably put some white paint over the edge of these bolts. Maybe, I'll see. I'll get the rest of it in first, but I think this mechanism goes in first before you put the handle on. But I'm not sure, so I may end up taking this back out, but I think it goes on first. So I don't think the handles are sided, so I'm just going to grab one, stick it on and see what happens. Okay, so I've got little plastic seals on. I might end up, that one there, I might end up having to glue him on because he keeps falling off, so we'll see how it goes. But I might stick a bit of glue on him just to hold him in place, but let's just see if we can get it offered up first, and then we'll take it from there. One thing I did forget to mention about these handles is that they do not come with bolts, so you will need your kit. You will need your bolts off the old door handle. But yeah, I got that one in there okay, so let's get the other one in and then we'll try it out. Okay, got the handle on there, so, and it does work. Let's see if I put the key in. And lock it. Fantastic. Key back in. Unlock it, and hey! Okay, so I'm going to start figuring out what to do with the other one now, with the actual internal bit. And then we'll come back. Or should I? You know what? I'm going to put the screen mechanism in first, just in case this rod gets in the way. So let me do that first. Yeah, that one there. Okay, I have just realised I've made a mistake. Yeah, this bar here, I've just realised I forgot it comes out of that hole there and goes along here. So it kind of goes along the outside, and I don't think I can get it unhooked without taking this mechanism back out, so oh well, let's take it all apart again, so I won't make that mistake on the driver's door. Yeah, right. Anyway, okay, I had completely forgotten about how this went together. So what I'd done was I had that loop, where are we at? In there, but it's not. It's this side that goes. Where are we at? In there. Yeah, it's that side that goes in there. Then there's a clip that goes on. It's so that you can slide it in through there, and then there's a hole. Well, I'll show you when I get it this finagled back in, because this is a pain to get in and out. So yeah, to be honest, it's been so well. It's been well over a year since I dismantled this door, and I just had forgotten how it went back together. So anyway, let me get this put back in, and then I'm able to show you better once it's all kind of sat in place. Also, I found, make sure that it's locked into that position. It makes it easier to go in. Then you throw it in the door like that and dent something, then you can just kind of finagle it in through here, and you've got to, yeah, and I get to about there and then I need two hands to do it, so, but that's basically the idea. Okay, so we have that little metal clip, and the idea is this just slides in, oh, that's just that, there we go, that slides in through there, and then you should, did you go that way or that way? Well, basically you can hook them onto there. I don't know whether it goes from the bottom from the top. There, basically like that. Then that can just run along there and your door handles like there. Yeah, I'd forgotten about how that went in. I was assuming that like a lot of vehicles it goes inside actually inside the cavity itself, but it doesn't, so yeah. You relearn something every day. Anyway, let me get this put on correctly. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that, but that's the clip in. So basically it hooks in from underneath and the clip comes in. You kind of got to get one hand underneath, and then I just used a pick, and then you can just pull the clip up. Just a moment. There, like pull the clip up and then loop it over the end of the rod there. But that's it fixed now. I've dropped a little plastic thing that actually retains it there, so I'm going to go looking for that. If not, I do have some more somewhere, but yeah, I just dropped it down here on the floor, which is down where I'm sitting, so let's go and find that then. We'll figure out what we're going to do with the interior door handles. So I have found a little clip. I wanted to reuse this one because if you look, see it's got this lip on it there, which basically it hooks under there and then drops into that hole. So that's why I wanted to find that one. So there we have it. He popped in there nicely. Now I do have some that would have just popped into that hole there, but it would have taken it on a bit of a skew, so it wouldn't have lined up properly. So glad I found him. There is actually one on the other door, but like I said, this rod is missing, so yeah, I do have to figure that out. But anyway, let's carry on with the store here. Okay, got the handle in. Did have to adjust it a little bit, just elongate these holes a little bit, just to take up some of the slack so that it actually works. But yeah, that's that in now. So I'm going to get this the winder mechanism in, give my hands a really good wash, and then I may start working on the actual yeah, that thing, the seal. Good grief, it's been a long day. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so I've got the mechanism in there now and it works fine. Okay, so I get cleaned up here, give my hands a really good wash, and then yeah, we can start working on the door seal. So I've actually got both seals out here because I had to figure out which one was which. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just gradually working my way around and just fitting the seal in right around, just to first of all make sure it actually does fit, and then after that it's I'll just go around and I'll just glue a small section at a time, because there's little bits like I need to figure out, like how does it go around this edge here, same on the other side, because it doesn't seem to have an actual like a 90 degree on it. So you know, there's bits like that I need to figure out, and yeah, obviously that bit I think goes there, and this all will be bonded along this edge, same down that bottom edge down there. I'm not sure whether I need to bond all the way around this top edge or not, or just do like, you know, maybe like 4 or 5 inches, leave a gap. Then, you know, I think at least on these corners I will. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just taking my time and just trying to figure it all out. So I'm going to play around with it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start from this edge here. Just run it down, just bond it down here, and leave that overnight to dry. what I found is that you can't actually get it pushed in all the way. I've figured out how it goes on basically, but I need a starting point that is fixed. So I think that's what I need to do, is just start here, get that stuck down and bonded, and then just gradually work my way around, and maybe come up to this edge here, but definitely do this front edge first and down to this corner. I think that's a must. Okay, so that's it for now. I've got all bonded in from there basically all the way around to that corner there. So because some of this has to be stretched on, I am going to leave this. I was thinking about, well, maybe I could come back in a couple of hours, and but the adhesive says 24 hours, so I don't want to risk pulling it off and messing it all up. So I'm going to leave this overnight. Tomorrow, well, I'll glue that inner edge there. Then the rest of it is basically, it's just a stretch fit and it just pops in. I'll probably glue the corners just to be sure, but from what I've been reading online, a lot of people are saying don't glue it all the way around. You don't need to. Basically, corners, this front section, and around this inner area here. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, let me get the glue put away, and yeah, we'll see what we can get on with next. Okay, so obviously it's a new day and I am back out of this now. Everything around there is dried up great, so, but I'm trying to figure out this corner because I'm not sure it is. I mean, if it goes like that, then it means this lip here basically floats in mid-air. I mean, my feeling is it should go to the corner like that. But in order to do that, then we'll have to glue this corner, leave that to dry, then go over to that corner over there and do the same. So I'm not entirely sure. I think what I need to do is go and take a look at a couple of photographs. Okay, so I've been going through some photographs, and it looks like it does just curve around. It doesn't actually go up to the lip. It doesn't go into the corner. Interesting. Huh. Well, that answers that question. So yeah, basically it just goes around like that. I must admit, I just assumed that it would go all the way up to the corner, you know, something like that, but hey, whatever, we know how it goes, so let's get it done. Okay, then there we go. So, what I've done, basically glued down that front edge and around the bottom and around this curve. I left some of that unglued. I glued this corner, then this hump there. I glued this corner, nothing along the middle, and then I glued that corner. So I think that should do it. I've looked around online to see how other people have done it. I haven't actually found a lot of people saying they've glued the rubber seals in, but I haven't actually given any explanation of where they put the glue, or whether they've put it all around, or found a few people that have said you don't glue it all around. So that's what I've done. I've put it in areas where I think the seal might actually pull out, and yeah, the only thing left after that is to actually put this door on. So while that is actually doing its thing, what I'm going to do is the driver's door, I'm just going to put the components in. Basically it's following on from what I did on here, same procedure. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'll take the winding mechanism out so I can actually address that, get it all cleaned up and put back in. I know it does work, it's just I want to grease it and everything, just make sure it's all nicely lubed up and what have you. So I'm going to do that first, then I'll get the mechanism and everything in, and then I'll come back and figure the rest of this out. Are you ready for this? Hey! Now obviously the door's got to come back off because I do have to put the rubber seal on, but as far as I'm aware, that's the first time in close to 20 years that this van has actually had the doors on and locks and latches, and you've actually been able to close the door normally. So yeah, I'm a little bit excited there. So the only bit I'm having trouble with at the moment are these side panels. I cannot get that to sit any deeper in, and it sticks out. And there's no more adjustment on it. It's pushed in as far as it'll go. This end's a little bit better, but I'm still not overly happy with it. There. Yeah, I need to work on this a little bit more. Because there's not a lot you can really adjust on them. There's just a couple of bits underneath that you can like twist and kind of work around. But no, that door I'm happy with. Now then, I've had an interesting discovery. So this rod here, I was convinced that the driver's door did not have one. However, I've been putting the driver's door together, digging through all the bits that I have, because what I did was when I dismantled each door, I put everything into these pots, and then I don't know if you can see on there, but I write on them what's inside. Now, yeah, this little spring clip here, I found one in the pot for the driver's door. Now obviously I've got one on this door here, so that suggests to me that I've originally had one of these rods. This is the problem. Now, I know I'm not the only one that's suffering from this problem. I've known a lot of other people have the exact same issue, and that is when you're doing anything like this, especially when it's over months or even years, you just forget. You really do forget. And I've been through the videos, and I'm certain there isn't a rod on the driver's door, so I'm not 100% sure at this point. So what I'm going to do is, before I do anything else, because it is getting on a bit now in the day, obviously the nights are drawing in and everything, so it'll be dark in about an hour or two. So I think I'm going to just dive into the shed and just really go through all the Jag stuff. I was watching some videos on Jags earlier, the VW stuff, and just make sure it hasn't been in one of the crates or one of the boxes and it's gotten knocked out onto the floor, because everything was put in there and it hasn't been taken out since. So I just want to be sure before I end up going searching for one of these rods that I don't actually have one somewhere. Wow, what do you know? I found it. It's actually the passenger door one. Oh, goddamn. Yeah, I know this is for the window as well. That's part of the mechanism for the window. I need to find the driver's side one. Yeah, so this is how things happen. This is how you get distracted, because I know this is the passenger side. It's just for the slider for the window. Yeah, I don't have a driver's side one. I'm going to have a quick look for this, but I do have that rod, so that means I can get that driver's door together. Okay, so that's there. So I'm putting it back in that box there, and then I'm going to put those two back in here. But yeah, that's all the other stuff. That's the other thing we're going to be on with, getting that grill sorted out. But yeah, that's everything else in here. That's the old wiring loom out of the other Transit. I kept it because it's always good. Actually, there's a Fiesta one there as well. Don't even know where that came from, but I ended up with it. So, but I always keep old looms like that, always handy for when you need little bits of wire here and there. But yeah, it's the pile's actually getting down now. It doesn't look like it going onto the van, but this was all completely filled there. That's all of the whatever they call the fold down bed. I've forgotten the name of it now. It's a rock and roll bed. Yeah, there you go. But door cards are there. I'm still in two minds as to whether or not I'm going to actually buy completely new door cards. They are in better condition than I thought, but they do need recovered. So that's something that's a little bit down the line. There's the door glass up there. And one thing that I am having issues with though is the, I don't know if you can see them up there, the glass, the quarter light glass. Now, I definitely need to replace the frames, and I cannot for the life of me find either good second-hand frames or new frames that aren't just ridiculously expensive. Yeah, I mean, it's within £10. It's basically £90 each for the complete window, or by the time I've bought the frame and all the rubber seals, I'm up to about £79. And it's like, you know, if I'm going to do that, why don't I just buy the ready-made frame with the glass and everything in it, all the rubber and everything's already in, seated. I don't have to mess about. I just get them and put them straight in the van. So that's where I'm at with that at the moment. But anyway, that's not getting this door finished off. Let me get moving. Interesting. I appear to have two sets of holes on this door, not the other one. And these ones, I'll get that in a moment. These rear ones are not threaded. Huh, these ones are. And very odd. I do have another handle. I'm going to take a look at it just to see if there's a difference with them. Obviously this one is broken, but no, it's basically the same as what I've got already on there. So I find that very, very odd. So what I'm going to have to do is I'll just put a nut on the back of them, because you can get your hand in, but yeah, very strange. Now I do know these are odd doors. Well, they have been put on the camper van at some point in its history, but because if you recall, when I got into the paint on them, they were different. In fact, I think the hatch was a different colour as well. They were all different colours underneath. So, but yeah, very odd that. Oh well. And I've just measured the rods. The rods are the same length. So it's not like there was a longer rod for this door or something. Anyway, let me find some nuts for these and we'll get them put on. And, wait a moment. Yeah, that's better. There we go. I'll tell you something, I wish I could put the rubber seal on without taking this door off, but everything I've read, it basically said don't do it. It's a nightmare and you never get it on straight. So, but because this door is actually lining up rather well there. So, but anyway, I think I am going to call it for tonight. I've gotten a lot done. I mean, although it may not seem it, I am quite happy with what I've gotten done here. So yeah, I am going to basically pack up for tonight and then we'll get back to this in the morning. Obviously I still haven't welded that up yet over there, but I will get to that. I'll get this other door on tomorrow, get this one off, get the seal done. While I'm waiting for the seal drying on this, I'll weld that bit up over there. Yeah, it's one of those days, you know, and like I've said with these things before, you go through these highs and lows with them, and had a lot of lows lately with it. I'll be honest, I've had a lot of lows, but yeah, yesterday and today I'm back onto a high, so let's hope it lasts. Anyway, that's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Well, it's a new day. A little bit breezy, but it's okay there. Got the rack out. Just been cleaning a few things up, but yeah, well, basically, let's get this door put on. Okay, we've got it on. It's a little bit tight, needs a bit of adjustment here and there, but yeah, it's lining up quite nicely there. This bottom corner, the door seal is holding the door out a little bit too far, so I'm going to have to break the glue on that and try and adjust this, push the seal in a little bit. But other than that, yeah, there she goes. So, I do have the door, it is closing now. It's lined up on there alright, it's still a little bit out on the bottom here. I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to leave the door closed for a while, just to get it all compressed down, just to compress the seal a little bit, because I think that's what the problem is. The seal is just, you know, it's brand new, so it doesn't have much flex or anything in it. So it is basically just holding the door open. So I think I'll probably just leave the door closed for a few days, just let it compress the seal, and then I'll come back to it and try it from there, because I've messed about. I just can't get any more adjustment on the door, and she is, yeah, you've got to slam her a bit to get it to close. So yeah, I think that's all I can do on this side for now. So I'm going to go in and have some lunch, and then I'm going to get on with the other door. Obviously I've got to go through the same process. It's the seals have got to sit and everything, so what I'll do is, while I'm messing about with that, in between I'll learn that bit that's in there, I'll finish that off. So yeah, it's I think it's this bottom corner, that's where it seems to be the problem. That's where it seems to be the tightest. So like I say, I'm going to leave it overnight, for the very least, with some pressure on that seal, and then I might come back in the morning and see if I can just like shave a little bit off the inside and then re-glue it, and just take it from there. I think that's all I can really do. That is one thing that has been challenging with this seals. Obviously they're all reproduction, and they're all the quality of them is not in any doubt, but the fitment is. The seal around this door here I'm having issues with. It's just a little bit too thick. Obviously this one here I'm having issues with. It's a little bit too thick. The engine compartment lid, it's working, but again it's just a little bit too thick. So that just seems to be a constant, and it doesn't matter where you're buying them from, they're all basically, appear to be the same manufacturer who's making them. So yeah, but yeah, like I say, I'll get this other door off, and then I'll just get that one sorted. But yeah, it's definitely moving along. I'm way happier than I was at the beginning of this week. Okay, so I now have that seal on that door and it back in, and I'm having exactly the same problem as I am with the passenger door. So that bottom corner is just, the seal's just too thick, and rather than allowing the door to close properly, it's starting to push the bottom edge of the door out to get the door closed. So I'm not doing anything more today. I've got that door closed now. I'm going to do the same as I'm doing with this one. Leave the door closed for a few days, just see if just having that pressure on it will compress the seal down. But meanwhile, I've went around and I've popped the grill on there. Now it's only got a couple of screws in because well, I just wanted to put it on there. I did a bit of work, just got it all cleaned up and everything. It's okay for now. I'm looking for another one because it's got a few bends in it, and I'm not 100% happy with it. But it's okay for now. It'll get me going. The other thing I've got out here is I was going to put the back bumper on, but I can't find the bolts for it, and they appear to be a very odd size. They appear to be an M9, and having lots of Ford and Vauxhall and other stuff kicking about, I've got plenty of M10s, I've got plenty of M8s. I do not have an M9. I was at the swap meet yesterday, and yeah, they don't have any. Couldn't get any M9s, so I'm gonna have to track a couple down. But the bumper's there anyway. It's ready just to go on. Hopefully, I'll get that on in the next couple of days. But this is where I'm going to bring this video to a close. Finally, before I leave, one thing I do want to mention is I'm going to be doing some standalone videos on this Devon pop top. Now, by the time you're seeing this video, I should have all the materials. Now, it's not going to be a quick process. I'm figuring it's probably going to be over maybe 3, 4, even possibly 5 videos. I don't know yet until I get into it. But it's quite a process. So I'm going to try and take you through it all anyway. That's for future John. So right now, current John is hungry, he's tired, and he's going to go in and get something to eat. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, take care, and have a good one.